Welcome to Do a Skid episode 2. Today it's the Christmas special and we've got a couple of special guests with us as well. We've got Wagner from X Factor fame joining us. He's going to be telling us about how he stays young, his fitness regime, any sort of behind the scenes secrets he might be able to give us, what's happened back at X Factor back in the day, maybe what's going on with Simon Cowell's face right now. And also we've got with us Nathan. He's the self-proclaimed monotone brummie. Yes. Who's going to be talking to us specifically about bird bikes and testing the bird e-bike prototype that he's been recently had a chance to test. So we'll kick it off with our special Christmas guest, Wagner. Welcome, Wagner.
Hello, everybody. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you live from Brazil.
All right then. Can you see I'm by a lemon tree?
Ah, yes, looking very nice.
I'm by a lemon tree. I'm by a lemon tree. I'm by a lemon tree. I'm by a lemon tree.
Very Christmassy.
Yes. Yeah, he's looking very Christmassy there. Do you get much snow in Brazil?
Christmas. It's boiling hot here. Look, I'm permanently brown now. I've changed color. I have changed color. You don't in this place. You don't even need to go to the beach to get it done. All you gotta do is go to the bakery and come back. Go to the supermarket and come back, and you go and you're brown already.
Brilliant. I thought that was a top you was wearing at first. Actually, I've only just realised it's your tats. It's your tattoos.
No, I'm topless. It's too warm here. You better be topless. You know something? When it's really cold, you can protect yourself wearing lots of clothing. But when it is too hot, even naked, you still sweat.
Brilliant. Well, it's great to have you here, Wagner, for the Christmas special of Do a Skid. So, first of all, one thing we want to ask you, because obviously this is a fitness mountain biking oriented podcast. How do you stay so young, full of energy? What's your personal fitness regime that you go through?
Well, thank you first of all for the compliment. I'm going to be 67 and I don't feel it.
You don't look it.
You don't look 67, mate.
Yes, those swans are sick.
What I do, I eat little. People have surgeries in their bellies to lose weight. I simply use this here instead of a bisturi to cut my stomach. I just eat little and do my bodybuilding nearly every day, sometimes only 5 or 6 days a week, but sometimes every single day. One body part so each day. So for instance, one day I do legs, the other day I do shoulders and triceps, the other day I do back, and then I finish with chest and biceps and do abs whenever. You don't need to do your abs every day. You do your abs in the kitchen. You know,
yeah.
Making hundreds of abs is not gonna give you abs. What's gonna give you abs is a bit of exercise and a good diet.
You're writing this down, Coop?
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Jogging is good too. I love karate. I love swimming. But bodybuilding it's designed for you. You can't go wrong. You look after each part of your body: shoulders, biceps, triceps, forearms, everything. So I always enjoyed bodybuilding. I started when I was 12. And the only reason why I'm not good enough is because I don't take enough gear. You need to take a lot of gear to become really big and strong.
Yeah, well, there's a thing in the news at the moment. There's that. Have you heard of the Liver King? That big muscly bloke who reckons he just lived on like livers and he got all his muscles from that. Well, it's come out that he's been taking roids now. And Joe Rogan yesterday has just called out The Rock, saying that he's got to be on steroids and called him out on his podcast. So they're waiting for some sort of comeback at the moment, whether The Rock's going to admit it or, I don't know, deny it.
Well, the Rock looks fantastic. Is he having any health problems?
I don't know. Not that I know of.
But why is someone saying he's gotta get off steroids?
No, someone's saying that because he says that he's not on steroids, but Joe Rogan
Of
is
course
saying
he is.
he's got to be. Yeah.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Did you know that Sylvester Stallone was caught in Australia's airport, I think in Sydney, with steroids and growth hormone in his luggage?
Really?
Well, he went there only for a couple of days, and he wouldn't stop taking it. He wouldn't stop taking it,
So
even going to Australia for a couple of days.
brilliant. So you're not on the roids then?
Every now and then, I like to take a bit, yeah.
Okay.
Every now and then.
just drop one now and again. So Wagner's secrets to stay as young: steroids.
It is good. There is a doctor. He's 84 years old. His name is Jeffrey Life. If you Google him,
Yeah.
he's incredible. He has a fabulous physique. His face is old, of course, but his physique is like a young man.
Yeah.
And he says we all
Not you, okay.
should take testosterone after 30 years old, because when you reach after the age of 30, we start producing less testosterone. That's why most athletes they retire in their 40s, because they don't have that anymore. They don't have that extra anymore. And bodybuilders, they carry on taking it, and then they keep growing their muscles
And shrinking the dicks.
Shrinking the dicks and pimples on the bums.
The guys who don't do bodybuilding but they do strongman competition, they also take it. If you don't take it, you don't win. Simple as that.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you gonna say?
Yeah, so the other thing, you touched on a good point. You said abs are made in the kitchen, and I've heard that quite a bit. So when you do eat, obviously being in Brazil, is it sort of what would you be your typical lunch during a day?
Because I have diabetes type 2, I have to avoid carbs anyway. So I eat a very small quantity of carbs, a bit of salads, and then I'll have fish or eggs in a bigger quantity than the carbs.
Yeah.
And I eat little and often during the day, tiny bits, always controlling the sugar, and at the same time it controls the growth of my belly. It doesn't grow much. Actually, it's very easy to put weight on, especially for me. I have a terrible metabolism. I put weight on very easily, so I have to diet all the time.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Sounds like the Mediterranean diet, which I think is quite a popular.
Yes,
mix.
it's a good one. It's very healthy.
You touched on karate as well. Obviously, you taught karate, didn't you, for a while? Do you want to tell us a bit more about that?
I taught it for many years. Karate is fantastic because in boxing, you just punch. In karate, you have so many movements. You hit like that, 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 like that, like that. And then you do front kicks and side kicks and roundhouse kicks and back kicks. So karate is good to make you fit. It's really good. And every movement you make must be faster and more powerful than the previous. So once you do a session of proper karate, you feel really good about yourself.
Am I the only person that wants to see Wagner do a roundhouse kick?
Yeah. Can you chop down the lemon tree for us?
When I was younger here in Brazil, I haven't done it for a long time. I used it we all like to drink coconut water here. But there is a bit of flesh inside the coconut.
Yeah.
A sweet flesh. So I used it to put a towel on the sand and open the coconut with shuto like that, or with the elbow like that.
Yeah. So what style of karate was it that you did?
Shotokan and Goju-ryu.
Okay, yeah. So
Both.
Shotokan is what I did for a while. I think it's probably the most popular, I imagine.
Yeah, Shotokan is grounded, strong,
Yeah.
powerful.
Brilliant. So,
It's lighter. It's lighter.
yeah, excellent. So, obviously, this is also a mountain biking podcast that we do. And when I come around yours a while back, I remember seeing you had sort of this kick-ass cowboy-looking bike. So, do you want to tell us? I mean, have you got any history of being out on the bikes and that side of things?
My electric bike,
Yeah.
I brought it in the container. It is here. I go to the gym on the bike, but sometimes I walk.
Yeah.
Because if I walk to the gym, just the 15 minutes walk and the 15 minutes back are enough to get me brown. And if I go on my bike, I get there too quick and I don't get the sometimes. So I prefer to walk. But the bike, but there's something else as well. In England, the roads are like how can I say?
Terrible.
It's like a carpet. Not like a carpet. What I mean is smooth.
Yeah.
Really?
In here, in Brazil, too many holes. You go on your bike, go like that.
Yeah, I suppose we've got it, compared to Brazil, I suppose we've got it good. We moan about a few potholes, don't we? But
Yeah. They must be terrible.
So, what is the make of your bike? Do you know the name of it? Because it's not the kind of e-bikes we're used to.
It's a Ray Volt.
Okay.
Ray, R-A-Y, Volt, V-O-L-T. It's a Ray Volt Cruiser.
Yeah.
That's the model.
It's a pretty kick-ass looking thing. You wouldn't want to do like the trails on it, I don't think. But it's like you got like brown tassels and some big leather and stuff on it, and yeah, it looked pretty cool when I saw it.
But it's not for. It's only for the roads.
Yeah. So, have you ever done any mountain biking in the past? And any off-road biking?
Yes, I have, but not much. I know you are adept. I know you love it.
Well, next time you're back in England, you'll have to.
You are doing it a lot, aren't you?
Yeah, you'll have to come back. You have to come out with us next time you're over. I know you're trying to get me over there as well for a hair transplant, aren't you?
Or the micropigmentation that builds back the hairline, and it makes you look like you have hair, but you prefer to shave.
So let's talk. What was you going to say?
I was going to say he'll make some serious money out of Walderfeet. I mean, there's me. Jeez, mine's going.
Oh yeah.
Sort me out, Wagner.
Mine's off as well.
We're all.
Yeah, we're all coming over.
And there's a couple of others.
Well,
we won't mention their names.
What you have to do is straight away, if you are losing hair, you need to start taking finasteride, 1 milligram, because finasteride stops the testosterone reaching your hair.
Okay.
You don't lose. It is the testosterone that makes us lose hair.
It's too late for you.
But if you take finasteride, it's a little pill, 1 pill a day. You can even inject testosterone like I do, and you don't lose hair.
All right.
You
Brilliant.
don't lose a single hair if you take finasteride, if you take the tablet. So, the proof that finasteride works is that even adding testosterone, I inject myself. I get the injection on the injecting on my shoulder. Not always, but sometimes, bodybuilders, they have cycles where they take for a while and then they stop. So, at my age, if I want to look a bit better, I better take it a little bit. But anyway, I took it all my life. There's nothing new. I always took a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it obviously works. It does something.
When you take the finasteride, even if you inject testosterone on yourself, you will not lose hair. So that's the first step. And then you apply minoxidil, which is a liquid, a lotion you apply on the scalp. And the minoxidil will stimulate the growth.
Okay.
Then your hair loss stops.
Yeah, I think this is all coming a bit late for me, I think.
Once we stop, you need to stop the hair loss and then do the transplant.
Right. Okay, so that leads us on to then, I suppose, to what you're doing now. So let's go back to a bit about your history, because There's quite an interesting story about how you came to the UK originally, and then obviously you're back in Brazil. So should we rewind the clock back a bit and say how you came over to the UK originally, and then your history on X Factor and that sort of things?
I met an English girl in 1977, and she came back to. We had a bit of an affair, and we wrote to each other. In those days, you could only write, or no mobile phones, no internet, and make us wonder what the future will bring with technology. And we kept writing to each other, and then in 1992, many years later, she came back to Brazil. I was single, and she asked if I wanted to marry her.
Yeah.
So I came to England and I married her. The marriage didn't last. I went back to Brazil. Then I regretted and I wanted to come back to England, but I had no money to come back to England. So I went to the docks and I started asking the staff on the merchant vessels, which ship is going to England, because I will need a lift. And I got a lift from a merchant vessel, Bethel Gills, brought me from Rio to Tilbury. And I had no money, and the crew gave me, each one got a little bit of money, and they gave me money, and the chef gave me food for me to restart my life in England, and catch a taxi. And that was it. Then I worked as a salesman, I worked as a PE teacher, as a supply teacher, and went on the X Factor, and I was making good money. I was selling lots of video messages. I'm the creator of the celebrity video message. All these platforms, Camel, Thrills, Memo, they all came after me. I was the first one to do it. When I started doing it, people would curse me and say, "You must be desperate for money." And I say, "No, it's like everybody's asking me for videos." And it's like I don't have time to do them all for free every day. So either you pay or stop paying. What's the point of me doing? And I said, people are asking me to do 10 videos every day. I can't stop doing what I'm doing and work for free for doing videos, because it's quite an effort. Even if it's a happy birthday to David from James, sometimes the first one doesn't look good, or you got a bit of saliva here between one lip and the other, you got to redo the video. So I was making good money with it. And Facebook changed its policies, and instead of me getting hundreds of thousands of visualizations, I started getting only a few dozen. And they emailed me saying that I would have to pay to advertise my videos. But there is no money that can pay for me to reach what I was reaching before. When I had hundreds of thousands of views per video, times 10 or 20 videos uploaded per day, I was reaching millions of people, and that's why I was selling 10 to 20 a day. But I need to have millions of people in order to sell 10 or 20. With the new Facebook policy, I can only pay to reach a few thousands. Yeah. Because if I was going to pay to reach millions, I would pay much more money than I would make with the video. So they ruined my video business in a way. I still sell videos, but not as many.
Yeah.
And
you did a few part-time gigs, isn't that, didn't you, as well?
The gigs stopped the lockdown. And when lockdown was over, everything was slow, and I wasn't selling enough videos, and I thought, I need a business that will work for me without me physically having to work. So I came to Brazil with a franchise of a hair transplant clinic. I'm going to employ a surgeon, 2 nurses, 2 nurse assistants, a receptionist, an administrator, manager kind of thing, and a cleaner. And I think I'm okay with that. I think that's all the stuff, if I remember. So the clinic will work for me. Of course, I'm going to keep an eye on it. But as soon as it's up and running, I'll be back in my UK.
Brilliant. Yeah, we can't wait for you to come back. And
And me, mate. I love it there.
A Midlands guy as well, aren't you? I mean, that's how me and you sort of know each other through the sort of you're local to the Midlands scene and working on your website and that side of things. And I remember that it was this time last year we went on the Christmas party.
Yes, I went with you to the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, to Whaley's Ruby restaurant, and Michael Fabricant was in there, the politician. And you were going, that is definitely a wig. And I was trying to dare you to pull it off as a wig.
Yeah.
And you wasn't. I don't think you'd haven't had enough beers.
The wigs, they just look like caps. It's like a cap.
Yeah. We'll get you back in the UK, and you are having Fabricant's wig.
Now there is a new one. I've seen it. They glue it. It is a very thin membrane with hair, and they glue it on the scalp. How horrible it must be that you want to scratch your scalp, you want to wash it, but it's glued.
Yeah.
Hair transplants and micropigmentation are the solution.
I wonder if that's what inspired you, actually, because you didn't come up with the new business until after you'd saw Fabricant's hair. Do you think that might have thought, there's something wrong there, I'm inspired.
No, it was my own boldness. I became bold. I was bold, and then I had 2 hair transplants.
So like testosterone?
Genetics.
Yeah. But no,
as well, genetics.
I think your kind of style would suit me, actually.
Because some guys, they never lose hair. And they have natural testosterone, and some bodybuilders take plenty and never lose any hair. If you are going to lose hair, you will. If you're never going to lose hair, you will not. It's nature.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But if you lose hair, there is control. Yeah. There is cure. There is a solution.
Well, there we go. And you are the solution.
How are you guys? How is England? I miss England. How is England?
It's cold. I had to de-ice my car this morning, de-ice it on the way home, and as I got out to get in it again to come down here, it was frosted over again. It's freezing. But other than that, it's all good. Still England, still crazy politics and stuff going on. So, have you guys got any questions for Wagner that you want to ask?
Other than if you can still do a roundhouse kick.
Can you still do a roundhouse kick?
I was never good at that kick.
Okay. So,
never. I was good at front kick. I was good at front kick and back kick, side kick and roundhouse kick. I was never good at them.
Yeah.
But even if you're not good at them, just trying to do them improves your fitness.
The one I could never do is the axe kick. You know, you sort of lift up and drop down like that. I could never get the hang of that.
I can't do that either, no.
Yeah, it feels awkward. Yeah.
It's all to do with flexibility. If you are flexible, you do everything.
Can we have one more song from you, Wagner, before you go? One more song.
Let me see, what song? É. Em frente ao coqueiro verde, esperei uma eternidade. Já fumei um... Em frente ao coqueiro verde, esperei uma eternidade. Já fumei um cigarro e meio e narinha não veio. Como diz Leila Diniz, homem tem que ser durão. Se ela não chegar agora, não precisa chegar. Pois eu vou me embora, vou ler meu pasquim. Se ela chega e não me vê, sai correndo atrás de mim. Pois eu vou me embora, vou ler meu pasquim. Se ela chega e não me vê, sai correndo atrás de mim.
Beautiful. I've no idea what you said, but it sounded nice.
Thank you very much.
Brazilian song.
So, last question before we wrap it up. Give us some behind the scenes X Factor gossip dirt. Is there anything you've got never revealed before? I think it looks like you're debating whether you can say it or not.
Nothing that I can think of, no, but the only thing I could say that many people perhaps don't know is that it is a TV show, and it is to look like reality, but it's not reality. It is a TV show. It is entertainment. So nothing is real.
Yeah.
Everything. For instance, when the judges, when they give their opinion, they already have a script with what they should say, because the show cannot rely on the quick thinking and on the wit of the judges, because the guy could be down or depressed or with a headache and wouldn't be quick with the answers. So they have before you sing, the opinion you must give is already written there for you.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I suppose that makes sense. And what do you think to Simon Cowell's new head? It looks like he's got strep A, doesn't he? have you seen him?
Oh, a bit like that.
No.
Yeah. Have a look. He's all in the news at the moment because he's done. I don't know. He's done something to his face. He's over Botoxed or something.
No, he hasn't.
It looks like he's been chasing a parked car.
He's always doing something to his face, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's always done that. He changed his teeth a few times.
So
he's got funny ears, but he changes them.
Before you do go, one thing you said was how much you love England, and are you living in Brazil? Who are you rooting for in the World Cup?
You know, I never bothered about football in my life.
Even the World Cup?
It's because he's a proper man.
Never. Not even World Cup. Brazil played the other day. There are 2 Brazil matches I never watched. Couldn't be bothered. But what I can say is,
into girl sports.
If I'm in England and England wins, I have a party in England. But if I'm in Brazil and Brazil wins, there will be a party in Brazil.
So it's win-win for you then.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, no, it's been great to catch up with you, Wagner, and me and you will catch up again soon. And let me know when you're back in Brazil, and I'll let you know when we're all ready for our new hairdos. And
Thank you very much, David. Let's keep in touch.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, everybody. These guys are my friends in real life, not just for an interview. Take care.
Take care, mate. See you soon.
Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We've had Wagner as our special guest, and our next, I say special guest, but he's more of a regular member of the crew.
I'm not really a guest. I'm a guest to the
he's
podcast.
Special and a guest. So
to the podcast.
Yeah. But you're the Wilderfit regular. You
integral member.
You are. You're down. You're part of the. You are the crew.
Down. I haven't been down for a long time.
You put the F in Wilderfit.
Fat.
No, effing.
I do swear quite a lot, and I have said that I was coming on the podcast that I wouldn't swear, or at least try not to.
Don't say shit or bugger.
There's more words that I use. We are child. I was going to say child friendly, but it can be interpreted in a lot of ways. So how did I come into it? Well, I've known you for probably close to 20 years now, isn't it?
Yeah, it was back in. Watched the previous episode about the old Street Race Car Club days and how we all met, and it was through that.
I think it was Mickey Finn, though, who, not the DJ, as I'm told every time I mention his name. Do you know the DJ? No, I don't know the DJ. But Mickey Finn. So Mickey Finn introduced me to Wilderfit. Then I obviously then met David because he was the like maestro,
the head honcho,
the head man.
I'm the guy who does the social media.
Yes, the social media. Man. So then. That was it really, wasn't it? And then I didn't really have nothing to do with it.
Well, it didn't even start through Wilderfit. It was like I'd put pictures up on Facebook of me on my mountain bike.
Yeah.
And you messaged me, I mountain bike too. Let's be mountain bike friends.
Mountain bike friends.
Remember me?
Yeah. And I was like, remember what I did? I mean, literally, I just.
And I was like, yeah, because Cooper's given up because he's dead scared, and I need a new friend to go out with. So.
and Stu had bought. He stopped going out, didn't he? So he used to buy with Stu.
Yeah, with Goodall, and he bought an e-bike, and we all took the piss out of him. Yeah. Again, sorry, Stu.
Sore subject. And then, so we started going out, didn't we? And then we're more family friends now, aren't we? So obviously the kids have a lot to do with each other. And then we do mountain biking, which, to be fair, I haven't done much of lately because I've been very busy with my beautiful girlfriend doing our house. So next year is the year I'm going to get back into it.
It is.
But in the meantime, we have been on e-bikes, which people have seen. And it's quite good, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Well, it all started really at Hard Rock last year.
Yeah. Which we have bought tickets for next year.
Yes, very exciting. Up early to get them. Yeah, you had to go on the Bird Ethic e-bike. I'm not going to lie, you slated e-bikes for so long.
Yes, but then I got fat and thought I need an e-bike. That's probably pretty
if
much
you can't beat them, join.
Yeah. So what happened was, the company who I kind of fell in love with, really, I suppose, is Bird, the mountain bike company.
And the only reason you wanted a Bird bike was why?
Originally was because it's got my name up the side of it.
Yeah.
However,
His second name is Bird.
third name actually. I'm not going to say my second name.
Clarence.
It's worse than Clarence. Thanks, Mom.
We shall find that out.
You probably will find it out. You'll just do something on social media or something.
We'll just message Gemma while you chat.
Hack into something of mine. So I bought a white. I basically started a new company. They were all mountain bikers. I said, you're all mental. I'm never spending that sort of money on a mountain bike. 6 months later, I spent, I think it was about 1,300 quid on a white 901. Loved it. That's when I messaged you. Started getting involved with Wildfit. And then I wanted to go to a full sus.
Yeah.
So immediately,
Natural next progression.
Progression is to a full sus.
Full suspension.
Full suspension.
Thanks.
Dale, who is at work, who I work with, he basically pointed me in the 901, and then when I told him that I wanted a full sus, he said, you do know there's a company that sells bikes and they're called Bird. And I was like, really? So then I looked into them, fell in love with the bike, bought it, and that's kind of how I started to get affiliated with Bird. We've had a bit to do with Bird from a few of our videos. Haven't
Yeah,
we?
so do you want to tell us a bit about Bird? Because they're a rare UK-based,
company.
and the amount of effort they put into stuff. Do you want to go into a bit about that?
Yeah, so without obviously going on too long, Dan is the designer. He was a nuclear warhead. He was a warhead engineer, wasn't he? Yeah. He told us. I think it was when I went down with Mickey Finn, and he was like, "Oh, didn't I tell you this?" And I was like, "No." So he started a company, with a guy called Ben Pinnock.
Are any of their surnames Bird?
No.
Why did they call it Bird?
So the reason it's
I know
called
that.
Bird is they were mountain bikers, and they was in the Surrey Hills. There was a page, whether it was on Facebook and whatever else. Ben decided he wanted to create a mountain bike company, and he basically put a post on there saying, "Is anybody interested?" And Dan was like, "Yeah, here's some designs that I've done," and that's kind of how the company came about. In terms of the name, there was he might correct me, because he hopefully will come on the podcast. It was something like the ground bird nesting. There was an issue on the trails with ground nesting birds. Bird. And there was like a project that they did, and they called it the Ground Nesting Bird Project. And then they kind of just kept the name Bird, and that's how Bird came about. So it's nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with anybody with the name. It's to do with ground nesting birds.
But you are their biggest advertiser now.
Hopefully. I do, yeah. It's not just that though. It says because they're a small company and they're UK based, they are very open to just popping in and going for a chat, talking about mountain bikes, which is what we all love to do. Not so much you.
I do like your hoodie, by the way.
Thanks. This isn't my Bird one. However, you've put me off.
It's Adidas.
Yes.
Yeah. So we went down there, didn't we, for the open day? They invited us down, and like you said, they're just like you said. Oh, come and ride with us after, and we went and ride out with them. They're just proper down to earth, nice,
cool,
knowledgeable guys.
They really are, and the bikes that the company hasn't been going for too long. I think it was 2013, and then within 9 years they got Enduro Bike of the Year, which is huge. You know, that's massive for a small company to get this kind of recognition.
And you see a lot of bird bikes on the trails now.
You do, but a lot of people still don't know what they are. But they're a very aggressive bike. So by that I mean the forks are raked out. They are an aggressive stance bike, but they are superb. They fly down anything. Now I went and test rode an AM145 at Cumcarn, which is one of their demo locations. Now the only thing I would say with Bird, it's very limited to where you can test ride them. Now I had to go to Cumcarn to do that. They are a direct sales company, so you get more for your money, which is another plus point of why I went to Bird. So there's no middleman, you know.
Yeah.
So that's quite good. And then we went. I thought, right, I'm going to buy one, so I bought one. We've been down there. We've had a chat to him. They are very involving. They'll talk to you about anything, and you know that's it really. The project though is the ethic.
And that's when they gave you the opportunity to test ride their new prototype e-bike, which hopefully is going to be in.
So it is going to, yeah. So
soon.
it was a bit of a sore subject. There's been reliability issues with Shimano. David won't want to hear this.
Everybody knows, but the same with Bosch as well.
Yes,
Dale's
there
bike.
are. But the bikes, they had 3 bikes, and there's been some reliability issues. So Dan, as a company, 1, won't risk it, but 2, he doesn't want to put a bike out there just to make money. He wants to put a bike out there that is fit for purpose and is going to smash everything that's, you know, in its, or, you know, compete with everything else that's out there.
Do it once and do it right.
Exactly right. So I got to test ride the Blue Ethic. It is slightly too small for me, and in the time that it's been designed and tested, naturally as an engineer, he's going to want to change it and tweak it ever so slightly. So it's now been pushed back that production is potentially going to be, you know, next year. Well, it is going to be next year, hopefully, but it's not going to be anytime soon. So there's a new design that he has put out to get the frames back, but there's going to be a lot of test hours on there that's needed to you know, to make sure that the tweaks are the right tweaks, and again test the reliability of the new Shimano motor that's coming out.
So you're going to be testing the new one as well?
Hopefully, very much hopefully, which would be great.
Yeah.
Not only for me, but for the channel, obviously.
Well, we need to get him on at some point, because I mean, you chat to him pretty much every day now anyway.
Not every day.
You pester him, you know, he's the most annoying customer.
I do pester him, I do, but only because I do. Dan turned around to me and said, you know, he won't hide anything, and he won't bull SU, so I'm not swearing. He won't BS anybody. He will be very straight. He will tell you exactly how it is. And he said to me, look, the bike's not going to be coming out when I wanted it to come out. Go somewhere else if you want to. I physically and mentally can't go anywhere else. There are bikes out there that I like. You know, the Megawatt Dale's is white. It's a nice bike. It's a great bike. And there's other stuff out there. The Santa Cruz, the Heckler. They are great bikes, but I can't go anywhere.
Decathlon do a good bike.
Don't know. Nobody will tempt me specifically with Decathlon.
I got my bike from
You
Decathlon.
a rock?
Yeah,
hopper?
maybe sold it.
Was it?
You buy them and sell them.
I'm sure they're rock. They are good. Decathlon put out some good stuff. I mean, for people who are starting out mountain biking, the one thing everybody does, they go to Halfords, they buy a bike, they try and pedal it, and they crunch the gears, and then realise it's not a good bike. But if you are starting out on mountain biking, I think Decathlon for a cheap bike would be the way to go, because they are quality as opposed to Halfords.
Couldn't comment, haven't had one. Probably won't have one.
Yeah.
Because I'm...
Or just save a bit more and get yourself a...
Yeah, so, anyway, as we were saying about the bike,
yeah,
hopefully next year. But, you know, fair play to him, but you've got to... I spoke to him before I came on, said, I don't want to say too much, don't want to say anything you don't want me to say. And he didn't say, don't say anything. You know, he wants to be honest. But the people who are on the hook stay on the hook because it is worth staying on. You know, the bike was superb. The only thing I found a bit off when I first rode it was at Hard Rock. In the Dales, there's a lot of off-camber stuff, especially on the demo stuff. So riding off camber, I could feel the difference in weight higher up the bike. The white, which Dale's got, there's a different way the battery's loaded into the bottom of the bike, so the weight's lower down. But I personally did feel anything off camber, there was you get used to it.
Yeah.
But straight away you feel like I've got to pull my weight over a bit. But then we did the peaks, didn't feel it at all.
Yeah. And the big difference is it's obviously a high pivot as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so mid pivot, Dan likes to call it. The reason for that was to bring the chainstay in. Now he does go through it a bit more in detail than I would be able to, and I'll probably tell you wrong. But basically, it's to do with when you're pedaling the anti-squat, get it on a motorbike. When the bike compresses, the wheelbase gets longer, and when the wheelbase is longer and the bike becomes unstable. Now, Dan designed it so that anti-squat was reduced, so under compression the bike stays more stable. Not only that, the reason that e-bikes have longer chainstays is because the motor's there and the way it has to pivot off the frame, the chainstay, the rear triangle if you like, because the motor's there, it ends up extending the
stretching the chains.
The chainstay, the triangle is longer.
Yeah.
Dan is the engineer. I am an engineer, but I'm not a bike engineer. So I could, watch the video. And that's so. But yeah, please, there's a lot of people who are though. Bird has a faithful following.
Yeah.
And people when they do buy them, they are then faithful to the brand. But that's because of the bikes they put out there. And if you haven't tried a Bird bike, do try a Bird bike. One thing that I would like to do is to try and get something more in the Midlands that either supply or demo or whatever. So if there are, bike companies out there that potentially do want to work with Dan and the team, get in touch and hopefully we can get something a bit more Midlands based, because it is a bit of a jaunt.
Yeah,
it is good.
And the one thing I noticed when you are on the trails, it is like a niche. If you've got a Bird bike, like if you see somebody else with a Bird bike,
you will go and talk to them.
Yeah, or vice versa. Whereas like I see a nuclear bike, like that's not the nuclear.
Exactly.
See them all the time.
Or Santa Cruz. And that is it. There is a faithful following, but they do put out brilliant bikes, and the customer service, we've mentioned it before on the videos before, the customer service, they are renowned for the customer service. They can't do enough for you. I mean, when I was ordering my bike, I was changing things, and as you do, again, Bird, you basically buy the frame. You basically buy the frame,
custom build the rest.
You custom build the rest. So there's a lot of things like, Dale, he might mind me saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. So Dale bought his bike and he spent a fair amount of money on it, but then straight after he's got to spend like 300 quid because one, the dropper post's not long enough. It didn't necessarily come with the wheels he wanted it to come with because there were supply issues, so they were putting that DT Swiss, but it came with Hope. Some people may want the Hope, some people want the DT Swiss. Whereas Bird, you literally just log onto the website, pick the bike you want, go, I want Shimano, I want SRAM, I don't want, I want Code RSC brakes, I want Hope brakes. You literally pick it and you build it to your budget. Yeah. And that's the other thing, there's bikes when you buy if they put out 4 specifications of a bike and you go, right, I'm in that bracket, I can afford $7,000 on an e-bike, but I can't afford 10. But you think actually I could afford 8, but they haven't got one in between. Bird, you can build a bike to $8,000. And they will, you email them, message them, and they'll sort you out, change it. James, who works down in the office as well, I went down there, we went down there, didn't we? And I wanted to put a fidlock on, for example, didn't I? Another video we've done. He just, I says, I need to put this on. And he was like, oh, right, well, you need this, you need that. And he takes me into the shop, the bike shop itself, rather than in the showroom. This is what you need. Shows you. They can't do enough for you. Yeah. And that's what you want, especially when you're forking out that kind of money. Yeah. But again, that's why Dan don't want to put a bike out there just yet. Because they don't want to lose that customer service interaction. You imagine putting a bike out there that's not necessarily right. Yeah. He then personally won't have the time to fix everybody's problems, and he doesn't want to be in that position. Is what I would assume. The only other thing though is what surprised me is how the smaller bike companies suffer.
Yeah.
And I want him to come in and talk about that.
Well, a lot have been being bought out. You know, if you listen on the Pink Bike podcast last year, they were talking about the amount of, especially during COVID, the amount of bike companies, smaller ones in the US, that have been bought out by the bigger names.
It's not just that though, it's the ones that are struggling. Stanton put out fantastic looking bikes and fantastic riding bikes from what I've heard. I haven't personally ridden one. But you know, the news came out a few weeks ago that Stanton are going into administration or have gone into administration. And you think, well, how can they be doing that when they're putting out such good bikes? But the availability, not only through COVID, where people couldn't get parts and whatever else, the companies, the big companies like Shimano and Bosch and whatever else, don't help the smaller companies. Dan wants to put out, so I think the quick figure he gave me on the Ethic, his prediction or hopes were like 900 units he was going to put out every year.
Yeah.
He went to Bosch and people are like, well, why aren't you putting Bosch motors on? You know, Xbox, PlayStation, people prefer each one. And people will ask him, why haven't you put Bosch on? But Bosch wouldn't listen because Bosch wanted him to have 2,000 units a year. A company that has a business program of 900 units a year you can't sign up to something like that. And what happens if he doesn't sell the 900 units he wants to anyway? He might sell the 2,000.
Yeah.
But you've got big companies like that who don't help the smaller fish, and that's wrong. But you don't realise that they have that problem until you go and have a chat to Dan.
Yeah. There's a lot of politics in it, and like you say, there's the whole Shimano versus Bosch thing. And I mean, I remember on the Nukeproof Megawatt Facebook group, and there's people on there all the time saying, "Oh, my motor's gone," or whatever. And they put a post up there the other day saying thumbs up or thumbs down as your motor ever gone. And most of them were thumbs up. I think there's just a few where they're having issues.
Yeah.
But they're the ones shouting about it.
Yeah.
But then the thing is though, then obviously you get the warranty with it.
Yeah.
So they swap it out. But obviously I think they're bringing out the 2.1 or the 8, is it 801 or something? I don't know. They're bringing out. Yeah. The new
which
version
is what
of
I was
it.
waiting for.
Yeah. So if you've got an issue when that comes out anyway, they're going to be swapping it for the new ones anyway. So
yeah.
Although there are some issues at the moment with that, obviously they're still solving it. But then on the other hand, Bosch, I mean, look at us when we went out with Dale and his bike literally just wouldn't turn on and packed up, and then another car had come over which happened to be the owner of Pro Guard Mudguards.
Yeah, RRP.
Yeah, RRP, and said, "Oh yeah, that's happened to mine. It's a warranty job. It's this, and this, and this, and it's happening to a lot of them."
And
so it's the same either way.
Now Dale's ended up being so the bike shop, Two Wheels in Stourbridge. You know, great company. They took it in straight away. They were on it. They were checking out battery connections. They were speaking to one, whatever else. And in the end, it was a firmware upgrade. And you just we then went and tested it. We did 30 odd mile. We went to Great Peaks and it didn't miss a beat. Yeah. It's got a bigger battery. It did a lot of range. But you are going to get again. You're adding another complex bit to a bike. It's going to start.
And there are updates coming out all the time. I mean, Mickey Finn texted me the other day saying, "Have you seen there's 3 updates for the bike?" I'm like, no, I said to the missus, "I'm going in the garage to update the bike." "What do you mean update the bike? Update the software?" "What?"
Yeah.
And I went in there and there was 3 updates just fixing whatever bugs they'd found. So they are doing stuff with it.
But I mean, e-bikes, and I am a hypocrite. That I'm going to have a hypocrite sticker put on the side of it when I get one. There are downsides to e-bikes, but there are plus sides as well. And we ride Cannock Chase the most. Cannock Chase is as flat as a pancake. If you ride the trails, it is as flat as a pancake. There's no two ways about it. You can easily ride. You've said yourself, if we go ride round the trails, you're going to get your hardtail out and you're going to ride the trails. But for off-piste stuff, it's immense because you literally just. We'll go out and do an off-piste session on the analogues, and we'll go up a ride. We'll come down and we think, right, that was mint. You know, we think that's awesome. But then we go,
can't help but bother to do it again.
But we've got this hill to go up next, so you don't go and do that again. Where you just go and session it on the e-bike.
And I was waiting for part on my hardtail the other day, so the guys were going out over the dog, so I went on the e-bike. And I felt like I was taking the piss. Do you know what I mean? I felt like I was just riding around the park.
Yeah.
But like you say, for off-piste sessioning, when we did the peaks, I'm saving it for that sort of cool stuff and bike parks, so I can maybe session a few extra bits. And the hardtail, I love riding the hardtail at the moment. I absolutely love it because I feel like old school. I mean, like I can throw it around, chuck it around. You just feel like I can back on my BMX riding to school. That's what I feel like. So I'm really enjoying the hardtail.
I mean, the plus points though. The other big one I would say is I've rode with Pete at work. You know, I mean, he's probably one of the most advanced riders that I personally ride with, and then, you know, and Dale's not far behind. Their fitness levels are a hell of a lot better than mine, especially at the moment. The difference is with the e-bike, it brings everybody back to a level. So the big thing about WilderFit is you guys set it up, and it's for people of all fitnesses, all ages, you know, all genders, whatever you want to say. It's for everybody. Now we'll go out, and there's a difference between all of us. We've spoke about it before. You know, if we go out, you're waiting for people, which we do, which is what we're part of, you know, which is what we're all about. Yeah. But it brings everybody back to a level. So when I go riding with Dale, I'll go ride with Dale on the weekend. We'll go and do off-piste. We'll go and do, we used to do about 14 miles, something like that. Dale's quite good because he doesn't mind waiting at the top. So he'll get up there and he'll have a snack, whatever it is, and he'll check the route of where we're going and whatever else, and he's quite good about that. But then for me, he's chilled out. I get to the top. I'm absolutely knackered. Come on. And he's like, right, I'm doing this bit, and you think, oh, Jesus Christ. And then, so you go down the next bit. The differences with the e-bikes, and it was massive, you know, we saw it in the peaks, was I was at the front. Yeah. That don't happen, does it, you know? And it brings everybody back to that level. So if you do ride with people of different skills and different fitnesses, it does bring that back. So, Coop, do you think you will ever get one?
Eventually.
Yeah. It'd be great to get you back out. I'd love that.
You're going to go and see Darren Brown. If you get the chance, ask him if you can sort out your fear of going down a hill on one though.
Well, I think what we're going to do is we're going to get Adam Coxon, resident bike skills man, to come on and voodoo you out of the fear. Yeah.
Can I interject with a new segment?
Yeah.
Because it's Christmas, I've got us some mince pies. Would you like a mince pie?
Oh, Merry Christmas. Thank you, Coop. So we've got to do something for the Christmas special.
He's such an idiot. Thanks for my mince pie.
These are nicely decorated mince pies.
No, you can get mince pies with icing on them.
You can, yeah. However, I'm not so sure.
Are you sure this is a mince pie? Yeah. I've never seen a mince pie look... It's a Bakewell tart, you nonce.
You fucking is as well.
And I took into a nice Christmas Bakewell tart. Very festive. Yeah. That's a thought that counts,
Thanks. Merry Christmas. Or whenever Bakewell tarts are celebrated.
Yeah.
Christmas. They must have been cheap though, because there's no cherry on them.
Iced mint.
They've gone, yeah.
There's a trick people into thinking that iced mince pies, and it works.
We'll sell these. We'll take all the cherries off.
Yeah, we'll call it an iced pie.
Yeah. Well, most people are fed up of hearing me rabbit on.
So, Coop, how's the story?
Other than that you bought Bakewell tarts for the mince pies.
Peter K. tickets came out the other week, as we all know.
Okay.
I'm sat there on the queue. 5,000th in the queue. And I'm like, yes, get all the way down. But you know, I'm panicking. I'm in there now. I can see where I want to get my tickets. I'm panicking. Well, I bought one ticket. I meant to buy 2 tickets.
For you and the missus.
And I accidentally bought 1 ticket.
How did you accidentally buy one?
Not only that, ask him where he bought it for.
Huh?
Ask him where, because obviously he's doing, for anybody who doesn't.
Oh yeah, what location did you buy it for?
Manchester.
Okay, rather than Birmingham. So you bought 1 ticket in Manchester.
In January 2024.
And did you panic even more when you realised what you'd done?
I just thought, shit. So I refreshed the screen to try and get the one next to it, but I couldn't.
So if anybody wants to buy one Peter Kay ticket,
Yeah, I've
From
got
Manchester.
one Peter Kay ticket for sale. January or February 2024.
in Manchester,
That's
Which is where Peter Kay is.
is it?
Well, he is on that night, yeah. He's in
No,
Birmingham.
doesn't he live
Or some other
Isn't
one.
he Manchester?
I don't know.
Isn't he from Bolton?
Yeah, that's it, Bolton.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got that accent, in he?
I've put in the details. Visit Peter Kay's hometown.
So,
You
So
went,
you've
you
put
went
on
that far into researching it and then only bought one ticket.
right. So if anybody missed that,
No,
so
I mean-
what Cooper's done is trying to resell the ticket, and in the description of the ticket, he's put "come and visit Peter Kay, hometown of Manchester."
Isn't it? Is it not really?
I'm pretty sure it's Bolton.
Yeah, I think he's got that accent and it is a Bolton accent, isn't it?
And I think anybody in Bolton who is potentially or maybe watching this now might want to lynch you, because I'm pretty sure they won't want to be classed as somebody from Manchester. And then the whole of Manchester you've pissed off that they're saying he's not from Manchester.
But the ticket is from Manchester.
Okay, well there we go. One Peter Kay Manchester ticket going cheap.
You don't buy things very good at the moment, do you? So you bought one Peter Kay ticket in Manchester and you bought Backroll Tots in the mince
You
pie.
need to start reading, man, before you purchase stuff. You're just there clicking, chucking stuff over the
I
till.
genuinely thought, right, who's going to buy one ticket? I just
You?
thought... I thought it would default to 2.
I think it was cheap.
Right, on his poster it said 35 or 39 quid. It was 75 quid, so I thought, right, yeah, add them two together and add some admin fee. That's about right. Yeah.
£39 is not what you're at already.
I paid £75.
Well, the 39 isn't 75, is it? So then that admin fee and whatever else you said.
Well, yeah, it was a roundabout figure, wasn't it?
Right, there we have it. That's Coop's news. Thanks for that. And in other news, how's the fitness challenge going?
Oh, yeah, great.
As he chucked in to an iced mince pie.
His second one, he had another pack, but he ate them that quick. He didn't realise there had no mince in them.
So, in all honesty, I've been busy the last few weeks.
Yeah, because we've been trying to do a weekend workout, but then I've been away, like
We've got a
Disney on
few-
ice and stuff. So
I've took the executive decision to say
Bit
after
later.
Christmas.
okay.
I can't comment on that though, because like I said, I haven't been.
Yeah,
on
but you haven't got to do a bloody Spartan in July.
Right.
He has.
Did you read the instructions on that?
David did it.
No, then.
No.
This is why it's so easy to get him to do
I
stuff.
don't know where it is in the country.
How
or
far is it?
I don't know.
You don't know how far you've got to
It's
do
about
what
an
you've
hour
got to
away.
do. No, for God's sake. Hey, what's the Spartan?
It's 5k.
5k of running.
No, it's not much running. It's mostly quite grueling obstacles.
If not, jump over some fire.
Did you just say it's not?
You throw a couple of spears.
A couple of minutes ago, well, seconds ago, you said you have no idea. He signed up, so now he's told you what it is, and you're saying no, it's not.
This is what I've told him.
5k run in total. That's running round Chase Water once, that is. That's easy. You've got to do a couple of burpees and a couple of star jumps if you get something wrong. You've got to throw a couple of spears and you've got to lift a rope.
Right, so do you know who the Spartans were?
Yeah,
Who were they?
there's 300 of them.
For God's sake! And they all just did a little run and took a couple of spears. The reason I would
It's about-
assume, I don't know anything about it, right? But from the name, I would say it's quite hard.
Spartans, the reason they didn't die, they all stuck together, didn't they, and formed a group. So I'm just going to... In fact, let me tell you... I know I've already told that story on this podcast.
Right, so there's different obstacle courses, races. What you get is you get like the starter ones, which are like what do they call them now, mud runner or something like that.
Yeah.
Which
Fun
is
run.
yeah, which are
It's a
I mean
fun
they're
run.
difficult.
Is that how you explain that as well?
Yeah.
It's a fun run.
The starter ones, I mean they're difficult for some people, but then like they're the kind of thing like the women's Derby and Joan group go and do to challenge themselves. Do you know what I mean? Then you get the next ones up.
Like what he should be doing.
Yeah, that's it. Then you get the next ones up, which are like the mid-level ones. And then the top elite of the range of all obstacle course races are the Spartans.
But
I think you should have looked into it.
I've
Tad more.
been and watched him.
Yeah, you watch me start and you watch me finish.
You don't see the bit in between. What do you think he's doing?
He
He
went
the
uphill
hour in there.
and he came back down muddy. That's it.
Yeah, that's what you're going to do. I wonder what's the head Spartan called? I wonder if that's what he told the rest of them. Don't worry, lads. We're just going to go up that hill. You'll come back and a bit down muddy.
I don't know whether you want to listen to me, but you might want to do a bit of research and stop eating mince pies.
They're not mince pies, they're baked tart.
So basically, this challenge isn't going very well.
Well, it will. He's going to start. And I've bought you your Christmas gift from me, something to help you towards it as well. I bought you a little present.
Is it a spear?
Yeah.
Really?
It better not be a little red tissue to put around my crotch.
Oh, I'm going to send it back now. No. No, but it's something that'll help you towards your challenge. And we're going to get back doing our weekend workouts. We're going to get running midweek and we're going to get on it. But we'll do a bit now before Christmas, but after Christmas we'll get a set regime in place. And we'll get on it then.
And how long have you got to do it?
6 months.
Well, it doesn't sound long, but I trained for an Ironman and lost 5 stone in that space of time. So if we set a regime, we could do it.
Easy.
Yeah. Walk in the park.
Easy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to burp in your face there.
Do you fancy it, Nath?
All I can smell is mince pies.
With icing.
I don't fancy it, thank you. The reason is because it's called Spartan.
It ain't that bad. Admittedly, it's difficult to get over the walls.
Has anybody seen the video?
He's
of
twice
him?
the height of me, right? And there's a test wall to go on when I went. Have you seen the video of him trying to get over it?
Has anybody watched the video of him where he has to jump off that the obstacle course and all them kids come past you?
Yeah.
And then you're stood there for a while.
Yeah, have a look on the World Fit YouTube. Search
That was a Spartan training
obstacle course race.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
that
that
was a
what it
Spartan training ground.
And I got to the end.
Yeah, but
45 minutes later. That was just one obstacle.
brilliant. So I look forward to seeing that.
Yeah. So what mountain bike stuff we've got coming up this year?
Hard Rock, can't wait.
Hard Rock is the one. Very much looking forward to that. It is incredible. Last year was immense. Such a good time.
Personally, I reckon it's one of our best videos.
Yeah. And Cooper's coming.
Oh, is that the one I'm coming to?
Yeah, Cooper's coming because you can hire bikes. Well, you don't hire bikes.
What have you told him about that?
Just go up the
I've
hill.
seen the video. You get free alcohol water.
Free?
That weren't free.
I'm pretty sure it was £6 a time.
But we did get free beer. Like the E13 stand, we were just chilling out with them. They kept giving us free beers. Like everybody's just dead nice. And what Cooper's plan is because you get to test the bikes when you're there, don't they?
I like how he's telling me my plan.
Yeah. This is your plan.
This is why he's
Like
excited.
Nuke Proof were giving out. Like you could just go and hire a Nuke Proof and they give it you,
Yeah.
and just you don't have to pay for it. They just give it to go off and test for an hour and come back. So while we're riding the test track, Coop can go around every single one of the shops and test the e-bikes for free. Oh, I'll go on, have a go on that one,
Yeah.
and come up, poodle off with us. It'd be great. You don't even have to bring a bike with you. It'd be great fun for you.
I didn't take a bite last year. Hopefully I'll take a bite this year.
Yeah.
We have entered it, haven't we? So
Yeah, yeah.
you've
You've entered the
entered
e-bike
it,
category.
I've entered it, Mickey Finn's entered it.
So
Who
we're
else
in
on
the-
e-bike bell.
Yeah, we're in the e-bike category. Jake's standard category.
For anybody who hasn't seen,
Yeah, that's Jake's helmet.
where he decided to eat
There.
the floor.
Yeah, I've got a video of that as well. He made, what was it, foul of the week?
Pink Bike's fail of the week.
Yeah. GMBN's fail Friday or something like that, was it? And that's what happened to his helmet. But yeah, he's coming. But he couldn't do it last year because of that. It was literally the week before he did that.
Who
So
dragged him to a bike park the week before?
Yeah, that'd be you.
I won't be doing a bike park before we go.
No. Yeah, so we're doing it. Adam, who comes out with us, he's doing the standard category as well.
Who's Adam?
Adam, our new friend. I
Adam.
can't pronounce his second name.
Oh, the Polish guy.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, he's a fast rider, man. He's fast. Have you rode with him? Yeah, he's quick. But yeah, so he's coming out with us. Hard Rock's going to be incredible. Very much looking forward to it. And it was so cool last year. Like,
Can we do that thing where you go, click on this link?
yeah, click on this link to see the Hard Rock video. It'll be up the top somewhere. But I mean, like, we're just chilling out with like, what's his name, Ben Deakin.
So yeah, we saw.
And they're all just
saw
dead.
it. You went. Oh, what did you say? You've got balls. Go and say hello.
Go and say hello. But
And he was
dead
not
chatty.
really accommodating. And
Yeah.
and he's really
everyone was like Matt Jones and that. They're all just dead nice and chatty and like, just chilling, giving you beers and these guys are like well-known mountain bikers. They're just.
Yeah. The only thing
Cool.
I would say to anybody if they're going to do hard rock is sort the internet out, because if you do like to be on your phone,
it's in a valley,
or you need to keep checking in with the missus or girlfriend or whatever, it literally is crap for signal.
You have to go to the cafe to get the Wi-Fi, and that's it. So we're going to take some sort of dongle this year, aren't we?
And didn't somebody say? Was it you? So you're going to take a portable toilet? Was it Bell?
That's probably Cooper.
I've got a portable toilet, but no one else is using it.
Sounds like a challenge.
I've got a padlock for it.
What's it in?
Cardboard box.
Right. So you know the padlock.
Mm-hmm.
What's it made out of?
Metal.
Right. And what's the cardboard box that it's in made out of?
Oh no! You can get the toilet out of the box, but then the lid to the toilet is padlocked to the.
So this toilet you bought, did it come with a little padlock notch ready made on it for this reason?
I made one. I made it for Dirty Mud Runner 20 mile.
I remember it being in the toilet, but I didn't realise it was padlocked. I thought,
To the back.
Challenge accepted.
I am well having a shit in your toilet.
And me.
So what else have we got coming up? We've got Hard Rock Winter Classic, which is the local run and ride kind of chase race.
Yeah.
I'm doing the e-bike category of that, and then I've entered Fox Antifreeze, which Jake and Andy and Keith are doing with us. I'm in the e-bike category. Those guys are on standard, so I'm not sure how that's going to work because it's a lapped race. But the Fox Antifreeze is awesome. That's all round Cody Brennan. It dips into the Beast in and out, and that's a real good race as well. So that's what we've got entered coming up this year. But as we always say, we don't enter them to win. We enter them to have a nice ride and trial some of the trails. So we'll be keeping you updated on that side of things. Hopefully soon we'll be getting Adam Coxon on.
Here we go.
I just want to say, I'm worried about my toilet now. You guys can have a pill on it, just don't let anyone else.
We've got to protect the poo.
He's not going to sleep tonight.
You can use it, just don't let anyone else. I'll tell you what, you can use it if you help me protect it from the
Like the toilet mafia.
Have you got you need one of them toilet tents? You can get them from Aldi. And you put the toilet in it.
No, it goes in my where I live.
Like your hobbit hole.
So we can come and shit in your house, like in your tent.
So long as you don't let anyone else.
What if I miss?
I'm giving you
Depends
the
how much
privilege.
alcoholic water
Listen,
you
I'm
drink.
giving you the privilege to use it.
Okay.
I hope that you'll respect that I'm letting you use it and respect the toilet.
I just love how worried you are about your toilet.
Do you get a key?
You have access
Can
to
I be a key holder of your shit box?
It's a number.
Is it like a nuclear thing, so we all have to put it in at the same time and twist it?
No, it's just
I mean-
a 4-digit code.
Brilliant.
But I'm letting you use it if you respect it.
Alright, it's a
To
deal.
be continued.
Yeah, it's a deal. So that was the Do a Skid Christmas special with
Chat.
Wagner, Nathan, Coop and myself as usual. Next episode will be in January for the new year, the New Year special. Hoping to get some more special guests on then, so stay tuned. And thanks for joining us. Until next time.
Waka waka. Each time I'm going to try a different thing.
A different catchphrase till we get one that works.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a wrap.
I don't get it.
It's a bit long, isn't it?
Don't you use the baby? Do you not remember that?
No.
Your mum sent it us.
I don't get it. What is it?
Everybody knows it.
Oh, it's killing me.
Don't you remember when you did that? It's back to our bedroom.
We're doing that.
Don't look like that.
Anyway, let's carry on with the podcast.
It's got an ugly little face.
It's definitely you.
Can't explain
I'm
it to me.
crying. Okay. Right, let's crack on.
I can't believe he doesn't remember.
What is it?
Duas Kids! This podcast is sponsored by InLife Web Design and Digital Marketing. Smarter solutions to bring your website to life. Also, JCFX Media, shaping your vision through film, animation and aerial footage. Have a nice day!